We support Fleshwrights and Flesh Wrongs.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian. Today I'm playing with Geralf, the Fleshwright. This is a mono-blue Storm Commander. The more spells I can cast in a turn, the more zombies I make, and the bigger those zombies get. And those spells don't need to be instants and sorceries, but it is pretty nice to have instants and sorceries that get you more cards in hand so you can just keep casting. In this deck, we've got cards that we can just keep recasting so long as we have mana, things that are free to cast like the Bauble, Amber, and Stonecoil Serpent, ways to discount our spells, all of them if they're blue, or maybe just our instants and sorceries, and of course, some ways to recast spells from our graveyard. And since this is blue, we're taking extra turns, we're copying our commander, we're copying the abilities, and we're trying to see if we can go not quite infinite. So let's take Geralf the Fleshwright into the queue and see how many zombies I can make on a single turn. Bristly Bill the Spine Sower. Mono green landfall, putting counters on things. I have a little bit of protection, something nice to get me some value later, but no counter spells for their commander. That should be fine. We don't want to be reliant on those. We want to storm. Bring this out. I know I could use this to potentially bounce it as a permanent, but I would rather be setting up here. So I actually feel pretty decent about playing Geralf into the board here. Oh, nice. I'll actually get a zombie. That's even better. Geralf, Mishra's Bauble. Hey, Christoph, thank you for the 2-year resub. Welcome, welcome. Excited to find out when my Aetherdrift set review stream will be. They have not announced when the full gallery will be live yet, but I think it will be next Friday, the 31st. So I'm planning to do the set review either on the 31st or the 1st, which is the Saturday after. Oh, they're making so much mana! What is Satina? It's a basic. Cool. That's a big cobra. Yikes. Well then. Eluge would only discount the first instant or sorcery I cast a turn, but I can do one of those this turn. So I will turn my Soporific Springs into an island, cast Enter the Enigma, make this unblockable, get myself a zombie. Cool, Mystic Sanctuary, so I can recur that. And now I have some blockers for these two big boys. Yeah, that was a groundswell making this so big. Eluge is so wild. The cost reduction on it, very silly. I think next turn should be Temporal Manipulation, put the manipulation back on top of my deck. I think that would be my strongest line, or lines. Bristly Bill again. Gonna put some counters onto things. Ramanop Excavator, which is going to let them just keep replaying this Broker's Hideout. Getting a lot of mana, getting a lot of triggers. Ooh, but they didn't have a use for the extra mana. I will use that Temporal Manipulation. It had a little discount. And I am going to put it back on top. Then swing in with Eluge. Now they can block, that would get rid of my discount. I don't think they will, because all three of these are so good for their game plan. And this time I've got some extras. I guess I could technically proliferate those. It doesn't change anything because it's the number of lands with flood counters. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll still throw it in. Yeah, now you're such an island. Playing lands. I'm going to duplicate... I could either duplicate Eluge or Geralf. I'm going to duplicate Eluge. Just so I have another, like, real big fish. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Let's see what Eluge finds. A peak! Not actually a card that's in Arena outside of this. Oh, I just realized I could have cast the Lazadep and then the peak because I had the mana for it. So now it's their turn. They have something that gives landfall get a counter. They have something that gets them up to 2 lands, 1 land, and then can sacrifice all their lands. But I have a counter spell. It is a free counter spell. Thanks, thanks Eluge and Eluge 2, the sequel to Eluge. They're both discounting the same spell because it only cares about the first. And like, I don't think that going super wide was going to be how I won. That's why I didn't copy the Geralf. And that's what we're hitting on the counter spell, counter target spell. And then swing in, and it should be lethal. Perfect. GG. Melik Reforged Researcher gives you a sweet, sweet discount on the first instant or sorcery you cast in a turn. This hand is sick because of the Emporium Thopterist. This card is ridiculous. Really good. And I'm hoping it both resolves and generates a bunch of Ornithopters for me to just bank in my hand. Because those are 0 mana spells, and I get one of them every turn it stays around. Melik sometimes does, like, big combo kills, using things like Galvanic Punch and Fling after increasing his power to make him massive and winning the game. All right, so we got ourselves 1 Ornithopter, and I actually feel comfortable playing Geralf this turn because of the Mox Amber. Let's see if this is a wash away. It is. All right, so because it's a wash away, unfortunately, it goes back in the command zone, and I'm not playing the Ornithopter, even though it would be great damage, because I know what I want, and I want it for him. More Nithopters. Yeah, I was hoping I could, like, protect him from burn with the Mox Amber. Yeah, protect from a wash away. Artist Talent. Gives them ways to discard cards so they can increase Melik's power. Temporal Manipulation in the grave, and they bopped my Thops. Bop. Bop. Loopity swap. Tragic. And I didn't get a land. So sad. I can't play him. Gonna unlock this, make your non-creature spells cost 1 less to cast. No? Okay. I can't even play my Demi Lich. Are Traumatize and Cut Your Losses in Arena? I think Cut Your Losses is. Is that the mill half your deck? Or half of a deck, and you can double it by sacrificing something? You run it in Melik? Some sort of a bing bong? I want to Field of Ruin their Field of Ruin. And I'm going to try to counter the Midnight Clock. Try. Don't know if it'll actually go. Cool. Yeah, because they don't have enough to play Melik this turn. And I'm hoping I'll be able to respond to him coming down by making him into a toy. Yay, discounts! the Deep Analysis for just 1 mana and 3 life. Oh, look at all those cards in the graveyard. Wait, you made them smaller. Okay, I am gonna use the Sleight of Hand. Thank you. I was looking for lands. I do think it's funny that Demilich is not legendary. I'll play it. It lets me recast things. And it's a 4/4. I can get that Sleight of Hand back again. Oh, I think the sun is starting to come through. See the weird light on the blue screen? Yeah, it gets an intro animation because it was a mythic rare from back when they gave us intro animations for things. It's been a while. Ledger Shredder! Well, they're trying to steal it? A criminal? Okay. They stole it! Well, swinging with the Demilich, and I'm gonna grab the Sleight of Hand to look for more lands. Conniving's great for them. They might even have Ledger Shredder in their deck. If a Demilich is a 4/4, is a whole Lich an 8/8? The math checks out. Oh, you're so demanding. So I cast 2 spells on this turn. They cast 2 spells this turn. One day I'll get to replay you. A is heads. They don't make it clear. You just have to, like, tell based on what happens. Do I think they would go for the kill next turn? I don't know, maybe. Let's see if they'll counter my solve. Blue side is win. What size is Melek? 12/12. Okay, so they countered that. Good. 14/14. They could potentially next turn. Yep. Bringing him out, giving him haste, flinging him. Or bringing him out, giving haste, doubling his power. There's waves. Bond of Insight! What are you bringing back? Counter spells. Wish you wouldn't. Thanks for milling me, though. While my Demi-Lich is in play. Uh-oh, extra turn. So Melek's at a 20/20. Hi, Melek. They have Gravitic Punch, which is almost lethal here. Give it a minute. Okay, now it's, I think, lethal. How mortifying. Oh, they don't have enough mana for it. Mother, may I? Mother, may I make some zombies? Because I've been sitting on this Ornithopter for so long. That's fine. It's like a 32/32, but like, actually no it isn't. It's a 0-2. It's a baby. It's so funny that Melik came back. For anybody who doesn't know, Melik was a weird who was, I think, created in order to run in the Dragon's Maze. But Brawl just, like, extinguished him and took over, like, hey, yeah, sorry, guys. I'm doing this. They were one entire mana short of punching me to death last turn. Now let's see if they can just, like, bounce this to hand and do it. They're glimpsing the impossible! Would you like to play Ill-Timed Explosion, killing everyone, Teamer Battle Rage to give it double strike, or Molten Impact to kill a guy? Doesn't matter, it's a detective. Yeah, it doesn't matter, it's a detective. Well, actually, he's a weird detective toy. Don't give this to your kids. What did you discard? Oh, it's a two-pieced card. I was like, how did they have 7? Oh, yeah, all right. These are going to give them 2 more mana since they were not cast. Archmage Emeritus. Find me answers. Demi-Lich is also something I could play. Or could have played. But I want card draw. Into card draw. Into cards, into drawn, drawing cards. You and you. Yes, in that order. The punch is still there! Well, let me tell you, I had a top deck. It was a good one. Now we have the wee bounce. But first, mansplain and manipulate. Temporally. Washway is so rude. Ooh, Tome of Gadwick. Yeah. I might win. Yeah, I'm going! I wonder what they have. Martyrs Swirling Mist. Okay, so they're phasing out the Archmage. You target creature. Oh my god, I could bounce it in response with the deterrence. Again. I can bring this out. I will choose the counter spells because those are the ones that are hardest for me to reuse from the graveyard using the Demi-Lich. He costs 9. He is a 42! 42! He's full size. Extra thick. Actually, are you a zombie? I had to ask, alright? The Autowarda is harder to counter. So I'm going to use that, take an extra turn, and just swing in twice and kill them, because the Demi-Lich lets me recast from grave. I got there! Despite all things, I got there. GG. Marchesa, Dealer of Death. Committing crimes gives you the chance to get some card advantage and fill up your graveyard. I will keep this. I do have 1 free spell. I have a little bit of ramp. I don't have counter spells, but that's okay. If they are going to be a hard control version of Marchesa rather than crime, we're already going to be having some trouble. So I think this will be an okay way to start the game. Playing Otawara into Arcane Signet. Passing the turn. I love that this jank is in here. Hey, Demi-Lich. Listen, is this a card I would normally run? No. But is it going to go in any other deck in Arena? Probably not. So it goes in here. I'm going to play Tome of the Infinite. They sure didn't play their commander when they had 3 mana. Tome of the Infinite will get me lots of 1 mana spells. If it resolves. Ah, yes, I do have Island. I see you eyeing my island. Wash away. Ah, I see. You wanted to use that on the commander. Nope, using it on that instead. That's fine. This is a spell worth countering. Tome of the Infinite is silly, garbage. If you would like to turn this deck into a Paradox Engine deck, which you totally can, it works very well with Tome of the Infinite. Marchesa now in place with 1 mana up. Geralf notably does die to a lightning bolt. How come you get to be a 3/4? No, I think I actually should have bolted that in. So I could cast this for X equals 1. I forgot that it would be able to, it would be able to block Marchesa forever. Oh, perfect. This Demi-Lich is, in fact, just a big floating crystal skull. It doesn't even have flying. But it's chilling there. Flame Skull, I think, did have flying, though, from the same similar cycle of D&D creatures. Good old Flame Skull. What is it? It's a skull, and it's on fire. Flame Skull. I think I just want the extra turn. This is not an interesting extra turn. Or Ledger Shredder into Gambit. I'm going to go for Ledger Shredder into Gambit this turn. I can drop this Demi-Lich, but it does give me a way to recast this later. I'd rather have the, me casting this later. Okay, wow, it's all lands? Sure, fine. So Demi-Lich can be cast from the graveyard by exiling instants and sorceries from my graveyard. I currently have 2, and I would need 4, I think. Yeah. Imrith will draw just 1 card on hit. Unless they empty out their hand. I do think it was worth getting the extra counter on the Ledger Shredder, or I should say 2 counters on the Ledger Shredder, going for the Gambit, discarding Demi-Lich over the lands. Bloodstained Mire, getting a Steam Vents, paying 3 life for a fetch into a shock. And with 6 mana, what are you doing? You're worrying me is what you're doing. Shattered Skull Smashing, just enough to kill Geralf. And pay the 1 so they can get a card in hand. I will return that to the command zone. Imrith swings in. I'm not blocking since that's a 5/5. Yeah, I'm only a 3/5. For now. Ooh, a Mox Amber. I'm going to go for the Time Warp this turn. So I'm going to play Time Warp, targeting me. Mox Amber. I do not have any legendaries right now. Oracle of the Alpha. Cute. I'll keep that over all these lands. Play that land. Swing in with everything. I know they can freely kill one of these zombie rogues. I want damage. And that's what the extra turn is for, too. And I did this all pre-combat to see the connive. I will play Geralf the Fleshwright this time. Into Oracle of the Alpha. Go in for another attack, make another zombie, connive, and win the game. GG. Extus Auric Overlord. They are going to be making lots of tokens and then sacrificing those tokens to create the Blood Avatar. I have a memory lapse here, which could be good to use on their commander, but they're going to be playing a lot of cheap aggressive things. River's Rebuke could be something that really saves me here, but this is going to be a tricky deck for me to play against because they're going to go a lot wider than I do. When they cast this and it resolves, if it resolves, I have to sacrifice a creature and, well, a bunch of other stuff. I'm actually going to lead with this sleight of hand. Normally I'd want to save it, but what I need to do is dig for more interaction. I'll take that. Remand. Yeah, I'd have to sacrifice a creature, then they get the 3/6, it attacks and I lose life. Yeah, that's a lot of use. Thankfully, if they cast it, the sacrifice is part of the cost, so even something like Remand would set them back. Servo Exhibition. I will remand that. Hoping I can pop down this Storm Chaser's talent and hold up the counter spell. So now I have a 1/1. You have 1/1s. My 1/1s are cuter than your 1/1s. But look! Oh, don't you want to make me sacrifice my otter? Why, I oughta... I will block Human Soldier. If I block this, it gets them another squirrel. Snake Maker. It's 2 mana on that. It's like I can make a zombie. And then potentially go for that River's Rebuke. Okay, I'm actually going to do this. Draw off the Fleshwright. Birthday Escape. Tempted by the Ring. Get a Zomboy. Impulse. Alright, you're my ring bearer. The Hissy Mansa. I like the Ohio Mancer too. Coming from the far off distant land of Ohio. Kind of surprised they would pass through that. Okay. Do I feel like exploring? Not really. I feel like just passing the turn. I've got things. Hey, you just gotta take the P out. And then bam! Ohio! Yeah, I want River's Rebuke. That's what I want against this board. Molten Impact. I will memory lapse that. Casting 2 spells on their turn still counts, I think, right? No, it's only on my turn. Dang it, Geralf. Dang it, text. Ooh, Clones of Obs. I feel like countering one of those. Not really. No, I'll lose some life. I kind of want to steal a creature. But no, I want to draw 2 cards here. Because what I would like is to River's Rebuke. Completely undo their board. Because I did not get the piece for it, I'm actually going to Temporal Manipulation and pass the turn. Okay, there's a land. We River's Rebuke. Everything goes back into their hand. And I'm swinging in for 4. I knew Rebuke would be huge. They've known that I was holding up counter spells for their commander. It worked out. We got there. GG. Galta, Primal Hunger. She's big, she's bad, and she's a 2 mana 12/12, but only if you have enough power in play. This hand does not have a second blue for mana drain. But maybe I can steal some stuff with Agent of Rafine. Or just cast my spells for free with As Foretold. As it was foretold, my spells will be free. Unlike the mechanic Foretold, which just discounts your spells. and should actually be called Plot. We were talking about this a bit on my stream. Plot and Foretell should have swapped names. I get they happened at different times. I don't care. They should have swapped names. Ooh, a Wary Thespian. 2 mana, 3/1. Great way to get extra power for their commander. But the more power they have, the more discounts they get. I'm just going to chill here. I have either this activation or all of this stuff. Limdo, thank you for the 10-month resub. How you doing, Raven Man? Hoping they cast something that costs 3 mana so I can mana drain and then, you know, do some setup. Perfect! I'll do that. Mana Drain, a card that shouldn't be in this format. I'll actually trade with their Wary Thespian because of the change it will have to their, like, cost here. This gets a counter. I take a lot less damage, though. Geralf. As foretold. Get a little Gromby. If they have fight spells, they can take out Geralf, but against mono green, usually you're pretty safe to keep your commander out. This now is 4 counters, so it has trample. I'll take a small beaten. This now is going to let me cast a 1-cost spell for the low price of free. Do I have... Oh yeah, I have Mana Drain. Ew. Yeah. Gross. Avatar of the Resolute. Put that back where it came from. You can actually remand your own spells in this deck pretty easily. Like, it's a good card to use on your own stuff. Same with Narset's Reversal, which I'm not running. It's another way to just, like, add to the stack. Do I actually want 2 more mana next turn? Yeah. It has the potential, but imagine if I could use it on Galta in the future. I could double block. I'm not going to. Take it! We get free real estate. Oh, I get to cast you for free! I'll start with Choice of Fortunes. Do I want these 2 cards? Decline. I like those 2 cards. I have a Warlock, so this will get doubled. Notably, it does get doubled, but it does not count as 2 separate spells cast. No. Ooh, actually, that would be fun. Demi-Lich! Hey, we haven't gotten to cast you yet, Demi-Lich. And I could cast the Malcolm for free on their turn, but I want more zombies. And this lets me just hold up the tail's end. Swinging in for 4. And they're leaving because this happened. GG, Galta. Tezzeret, Master of the Bridge. This is the one with the claw. I don't think this is what I want to keep against them, though. This is an artifacts commander, and the more artifacts they have, the more they'll drain you as they cast their spells. Well, actually, as they activate this, but they're going to be playing lots of things that have affinity for artifacts, just cheap artifacts to really clog up the board. Tezzeret, Master of the Bridge, notably does cost 6 mana, but you can just so very easily use your, use your artifacts to ramp you. I'm trying to decide here if I want to cast some 1-drop things. I actually think I'm going to be using Impulse to get a 3rd land. Yeah, you thought I might have a Stifle? It was scary for a second there, holding priority. I don't. I'm not running Stifle. I am running Tail's End in this deck, though. That is an artifact. Lots of plating, Brainstormer Island. I need a land. So, land. Oh, look! A different land. The only reason this fetch land would be here is for Mystic Sanctuary. But that's not what I'm using. I think that if I play Geralf, he will die. So I will play Tome of Gadwick instead. Lazative Plating is great. It's a very nice way to both protect your commander or get like a sudden blocker. Forensic Gadgeteer. When you cast an artifact spell, you get another artifact because you investigate. And then you can activate things for 1 less. Very nice. I will go for Geralf the Fleshwright and Sleight of Hand. Making a zombie. Opt. This costs 1 to equip, but it's only really helpful if I'm attacking. I guess I can do it for the ward 1, but they'd be able to play it for most kill spells. I would say like the base rate for a thing that can kill Geralf is 2 mana. A couple lightning bolts, cut downs, things like that also exist. Mystic Sanctuary is a very silly card. Withering Torment, 3 mana. Move my commander to the command zone, yes please. Not blocking. I can put the tome onto this, and I think I will, but I have to decide if I want to take an extra turn. Go for some potential setup. I'm just gonna go for putting stuff in my hand. I got Brainstorm! Yay, Brainstorm! Look at all those spells. Imagine if Gush were still legal. Oh boy, put Island back into your hand. What a horrible cost to pay. Ooh, making a second Gadgeteer? That's pretty sweet. Why not Brainstorm and search the brainstormed cards away? Because I want everything in my hand. Everything in my hand right now is good. Oh, Quicken. I could use that to cast Temporal Manipulation at weird times. Or River's Rebuke. Speaking of which, may I take an extra turn? I do get to cast an extra... I get an extra turn? Okay, good. I'm almost where I want to play this again. Making sure I have extra mana here to cast things in response. Brainstorm. Ha-ha! A bitter triumph? No, we dive down beneath the sea. And I gotta put 2 cards in my library. I'll put the Mentor's Guidance and Snapcaster. With the Snapcaster on top. Swinging in for 3. Getting another 1 mana draw spell. This card, somebody recommended it for this deck, and it's such a great choice because not only is it a 1 mana spell, so it's great to just get a trigger, but it gets you 1 mana spells, including ones that aren't even available in Arena. I don't think we have Serum Visions. Or like, Peak. Or Quicken. Obsessive Search. These are not cards that are in Arena. Like, they're in Arena. They're currently coded in Arena because you can get them off the tome, but... Oh gosh. Okay, so, what's happening here is that creatures and Planeswalker spells they have affinity for artifacts. And every time they cast an artifact, they're getting more artifacts. Because this is free, all they need to do is get to 17 artifacts. And then they win the game off of the claw. Was Quicken in Pioneer Masters? Yep, and between the lands and the clues, the claw kills us. Oh, and here I thought we were having such a good game. Nope, combo kill. GG. Tiamat, the 5-color dragons commander. I have some nasty counter business in this hand, and that makes it very keepable. It's not as good for Geralf since we ideally are casting lots of things on our turn. Cantrip and cantrip and cantrip, but the Brawl helps with that. Same with Experimental Augury, getting us more cards. So definitely a keepable hand, and hopefully they don't ramp too fast into dragons. And Tiamat will be able to fetch them the dragons of their choosing, putting them in hand, and sometimes using them to essentially combo, making it so, yeah, the dragons I got guarantee me the win of the game. You hate this keepable hand, right? Like, it's a really good hand, especially against something that's like a big rampy deck and might be casting a high mana value card early. Will they draw a Cavern of Souls? Maybe. I don't know. Oh boy. Second mana drain. You make dragons. Fun. Okay. Do I want to protect? I'd ideally like to be able to either protect Geralf or have a way to trigger him right away, which I do. I just not on this turn. So I'll hold up mana drain. I will actually still not be doing anything here because I have better moves than my commander. Again, like having all the counter spells, it's not quite what I want. But this guy, ooh, that's some nasty business. I'd love to have a game where I get the Sapphire down for just discounting all my blue spells. A Reckless Stormseeker, that's a haste enabler, and it's also going to be 3 mana for me, which I like. I will draw a card and discard a card. Drawing and dropping. I'm actually going to drop this Wash Away because I know what I'm here for. And it's casting lots of spells at a turn. Also, I can, like, Snapcaster. More mana. Scalding Tarn. Getting themselves a hot and spicy 3-colored land. And here comes Malcolm. I got loads of extra mana here, so we're going to start with Geralf the Fleshwright, do an experimental augury. I'd love to be able to attack in first, but I want to use up some of this mana. All right, shore up Bauble. Let's see, we're cool. So I'm going to Snapcaster that augury back into my hand. Then I'm going to swing in because I want to have a chorus counter to proliferate. And oh my gosh, we're so good at casting spells! Okay, I can't afford to cast them. I could technically Tails End my own Bauble trigger, but I'm already presenting lethal. I don't think I need that. Like, this is enough Zomboy to end the game. And end the game at Shell. Did I have fun? Yeah, I went off. Feels good. Marina Vendrell, a 5-color enchantments deck. I have a free spell, sort of a counter spell. I've probably just played as a land. Roaming Throne, because I have a problem. I love Roaming Throne. Is that so bad? Old Steelheart. Oh, they're ramping. Play Agent of Rafine. So, by the way, with a 5-color enchantments deck, oftentimes with a room theme, because Marina unlocks and locks rooms, it's gonna be just good stuff that's enchantments. And they already have enough mana to play her next turn. The problem with all of my decks is not enough Roaming Throne. Do I want to save Agent? Yeah. I'll save my Agent of Rafine. I was going to play Geralf this turn, but now I'm going to hold up my Archmage's Charm and using the Agent. If they hate this much, that they were going to put him in Witness Protection, then I want to be ready. I'm going to counter Marina. I will play this as a land. Tapped. Oh, I should have actually shocked it in so I could steal. And I'm going to plot this Brainstorm so I can cast even more stuff next turn. And I attack for 1! Bam! Yeah, I should have bolted this in, paid the 3 life just so I could steal from them. The problem with all of my decks is not enough Roaming Throne. Okay, who do you exile? The kind of garbage Jace or the Agent? Okay, they can bounce this next turn or bounce a permanent if I steal one. This is such a funny card to just keep casting. I'm going to try to get that for next turn. Zombies, 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 zombies. I can get another spell in hand off the tome, but that's not what we're here for. We look at the top of their deck, and we say, oh my! Is this a Mind's Desire deck? You could put it in the deck, but I have a feeling you would almost never have enough mana to both Mind's Desire and cast lots of other spells. No, my big zombie. Bye, Roaming Throne. I know. More triggers from Geralf. More fun. But the Shrieking Drake is more important. Ooh, Eidolon of Blossoms. Up the beans. They can draw lots of cards. So Shrieking Drake is just kind of a stupid card, and here's why. Ready? Step 1, we shriek. Ah! That's me shrieking. Step 2, we shriek. Ah! Aren't I good at this? Step 3! Keep on shrieking! Now I'm going to equip the tome onto the zombie rogue. Swing in. Then I'm going to look for a land with a sleight of hand. Some of this, some of that, one of these, one of those. That's a land! The other one's card draw. Who needs that? And with the knowledge of the cards they have, they do not have removal here. Though they might get some in hand off Marina. We once again just keep shrieking. Freaking and shrieking, baby. Is this card a mistake? Sure is. But it's really cool in this deck. Yeah, if you want to piss off your friends and family, just like make a shrieking noise every single time the Shrieking Drake comes into play. Mirror room, okay. And if they unlock Fractured Realm, which they can do like for free with Marina, gets extra nasty. When these attack in, they'll be bringing back, currently, just Witness Protection, because that's the only thing in their graveyard. It's like Tulane's bestie. If you have something like a Shaya out, too, getting you landfall triggers on this, I have seen that done before. Where, oh, look, you have a Lotus Cobra and an Ashaya. You play Shrieking Drake. It makes you blue mana. You play Shrieking, but it makes you blue mana. You play Shrieking Drake. It makes you blue mana. Oops, my entire deck. Okay, Overlord of the Hauntwood, swinging in, making a thing. They have so many blockers. None here. I'm gonna be looking for like a major board bounce. I think that's my best move. And before I like do anything else, I think I'm just gonna swing in here. Do I want to pay one, move it over? Not really. I don't care if this dies. I'm looking for things that will help me go a little wider. And this gets me card draw. Thanks, Tomo Gadwick. How are they making more tokens than me? Gremlin Shamer. The picture of me and Voxy. Okay, me, Voxy. Consider this. No. The Geralf that grants flying? I have it in the deck. Oh, that would be funny. Get rid of the copy of Okagachi. Guess what? I do control a zombie. Perhaps multiple zombies. Drake. I don't need human on this. I'll just make a bunch more guys. And I think I should hold the shore up. Leyline binding. All right. Or maybe I shouldn't say all right. I should say sure. Had to get it out from behind there. Back in hand. Lovely. All right, so now I'm nice and wide. Okagachi swinging in. If I give them this, it gets +10/+10. So even a witness protection would, like, nullify my Geralf. I'd still probably give them that, since I could use the Shrieking Drake to put it into hand. Yes, it would stop my, like, Shrieking Drake value, but that's fine. At least I'm not being hit for, like, 18 and dying. Binding. Hitting my commander. Rip. Rippin' peppies. If they had unlocked the double trigger room, would they have won? Oh, they had mana for it. Yeah, I didn't even realize. Getting the double trigger off Okagachi Made Manifest would let them bring both of these back. Witness protection. Boop. Hello, who would like to be in witness protection? My legitimate business agent! Just so legit, though. You know, players aren't playing to win, they're playing to dump every room on board. I mean, getting the room alt win con does feel powerful. I should have manually used the cavern. But I'll thought scour them to try to put something different in their graveyard. Some damage goes through. We mill them. Get one zomb. That sure is Wrath of God. All right, Shrieking Drake. Putting the legitimate business person back into hand. And yes, now the Shrieking Drake is chilling in play. Glasswork deals 4 damage to a target creature. It looks like they hit the Drake. Oh no, they hit my commander. Okay. I couldn't see. It's behind all this crap here. Black market connections. This Gremlin Tamer. Heliod, the Radiant Dawn. Returning the spell. I was going to make them return off Okagachi back into hand. Bottomless Pool can bounce one of my creatures. And they do have a bunch of damage on the ground as well. Getting a Shrieking Drake. Where's the Cyclonic Rift? I was digging, and I did not find it. That's why I kept using the Tome of Gadwick. I knew that if they had the right setup, like, it's the Okagachi that would kill me, not everything else. That's why I swung. Okay, Witness Protection. They're protecting, drawing more cards, swinging in with everyone. They all get +1/+0. And you know what? Let's just go big or go home. You get +10/+10. And it's a slight amount of lethal. GG Marina. Flagon, Lord of the Beach. A card that lets you use your booty to attack. I have a Fading Hope to bounce things, Archmage Charms to maybe steal a thing, Time Warp, but not enough mana, so I'm going to mulligan. This is a very similar hand. Sure. Alright. Flagon enters and draws you cards based on the number of big booty critters that you have. The more you have, the more you draw, making it very good to blink. And Nabun, I would say, very funnily, I'm just going to go ahead and plop that back in their hand, and doubles the trigger, because that weird looking thing right there, this guy, yeah, as we're told with Tome is sweet. This, it's a wizard. He doubles the triggers because it's a wizard. Not a wizard. Warlock. Oh. Yeah, it's a mana drain. Can we just ban this card already? It'd be cool if we did. Toulouse, Clever Conductor. This is a way to bank your discarded cards and get them back into hand later, which plays nicely with Connive. That's what she's kind of built around. And also just anything else that lets you discard to draw. I have, I guess, some counter spells, some card draw, whatever. We'll make it work. Toulouse, Clever Conductor, though. This is a 3/1, enters Connives, and then, you know, dies and brings the cards back. Hello, hi. If she gets bounced or exiled, she doesn't get them back, though. They're saying good game. Like, have a good game. Right? I'll blow you a kiss. Just to show you where we stand. It's on the kissy territory. Mwah. Dovin! Put that back on top. I don't even remember what that Dovin does, but I ain't dealing with him. Was that the one that... Oh yeah, it just gets things based on the number of creatures. Yeah, that's fine. This dude. And I am not going to trigger it, even though I can. I'd rather save this as just like, hey, I know I'm gonna need some protection from multicolored. What? Pardon? I get it. I'm mono blue. That was my last counterspell. All right. Muldrotha, the Grave Tide. Me wanting to turn Muldrotha into a cool little toy. We've got Seek Knowledge, Jace, who I can't play. This hand is pretty cool. I'm gonna mulligan, though. Look for some other stuff. Okay, so here's more things that can interact with the stack, though Muldrotha will be able to replay any permanents. Choice of Fortunes lets me reselect my hand. Tome can get me stuff. That draws me cards. I'll keep this, and I'm going to hope that I can find some more goodies, especially lands, so I can actually play this out. Play this Tome of Gadwick. And as I've mentioned before, Remand, I can use it on my own spells. As long as I'm casting spells, it's good for the guy. This, like, stitched up zombie, I get you're, like, going for perfection, Geralf, but I don't think it's perfect to just have, like, I think that's a random rib cage just sticking out. What benefit is 3 hands all branching off the same elbow? I don't like Jace. Have a bird. It's called fashion. You don't have to diss me so hard. Just because it's true. Oh, hello, Loot. Lets them play additional lands each turn. A Ledger Shredder. I'm going to use this Tome of the Infinite. Force Spike. Okay. I was hoping for a land, but I'll hold this. Watch the bird peck me to death. I got my own birds. I had a kill in an earlier game. I think it was before I started recording, where I used the other mono blue Geralf to give all the zombies flying. That's true birdage. Do you pay the 1? You don't. Thanks, Tomini Infinite. I need things that get me mana. Oh, that's just fun. Alright, I'll just play you. Maybe they'll play 2 spells in a turn. I'm on mono book. We got a Tomini Infinite. We got Toma Gadwick. We got a guy who tears up books. We have a student. A professor emeritus. Book typle. Book 'em, boys. I need land. Things that get me lands. Things that get me lands challenge. It's not a land. Swing for 7. Swing for 5. Sure. You think if I did enter the Enigma, I would have gotten the land? No, because we saw what was on top. That's why I was scrying. Oh my god, you can already escape? I was not paying attention to how much was in their trash. The answer? A lot. Turn Uro into baby. I want to hold the Remand. In case they find ways to get things for their commander. Oh, I meant to put the tome on that. Oh, wait, no, I don't have enough mana. But look, land! Haha, I'm up to 4. So are they. By the way, they're missing lands, too. They missed lands on both Uros. And now you have no graveyard to recur, Muldrotha. I think it's pretty impressive they managed to get the escape there. Between me countering spells and just, like, yelling at stuff. Okay. My bird is no longer significant. Okay. Okay. Shale, Dean of Radiance. Also some other guy. He's a jerk to his kid. This is 2 commanders in 1. They could be putting +1/+1 counters on things, or they could be dealing damage to put +1/+1 counters on things. The front side puts counters on things that enter on that turn, and the and the back side deals damage and then puts counters and then draws a card. But I guess it only draws a card if it dies. Bird. Basilisk Collar. Oh, okay, so they're playing Ambrose, I think, as their main guy here. I want to get this tome out. Tome off the dome. Tome would have been a great thing to plot, too. If I'm in mono blue, why do I have fetch lands? Because you can put things back on top of your deck with fetching. Going to plot the solve the equation. Get myself some free real estate. Or spike. Okay, cool. Fetching can also shuffle after things like Brainstorm. That's not the predominant reason I have it, though, even though, you know, there's literally a Brainstorm in my hand right now. I thought about force spiking it. You know, I probably should have, but I actually want to steal the collar instead. I can steal the collar with the charm. It would be funny to me. Ooh, double strike. Just keep plotting. I'm gonna steal that before you can put it on there. Neat. I'll attack in with the shredder. Boop. Perfect. If you'd like to attack Jace, go for it. Jace, no! Whatever, he's still alive. I wonder what I should solve for. Extra turn. Mana drain. I feel like there's good choices there. Solve for X. I don't have that card in this deck. Oh, a duress. Okay. We connive. I don't even have to look for it. It just shows up. Grave... Oh, gosh. Yeah, I'll take the damnation for now. Oh, there's a lot of scaries. Let's see if I can get a regular land. No, but that's a bauble. That's fun. I'm gonna go for just maximum zombies now that I've gotten rid of that thing in their hand. Look, I'll put the other extra turn spell in my hand. And then I'll hide it away where nobody can make me discard it. And go, bird, double strike! See what's on top of their deck. It's a land. What a set of cards to have. Yeah. That was a good turn. Look, I cast 6 spells. That's great. Jace, you helped. case helped. GG Shale. Or Ambrose. Ginny Faye, Jetmir's second. Turns your tokens into different tokens. I'll keep this. It kind of has another land. Yeah, we'll go for it. It's 2 lands. She either makes cats with haste or dogs with vigilance. And various token makers can upgrade their tokens with her, turning them into all sorts of nasty business. Let's just pass the turn. They could play Ginny this turn. I guess I'll memory lapse if they do. No, it's Krenko! Also going to memory lapse that because I don't have good blocks for Krenko, and he makes a lot of goblins. Actually, I guess the Stone Coil would be an okay. Okay, fine. I'm playing mono blue. I'm not even playing that many counter spells. I promise. Keranos, God of Storms. Keranos is going to be getting value just by sitting around, looking at the top spell of their deck, and, or I guess top card. If it's a land, they get a land. And if it's not, they get to deal damage. Let's see. Got bouncy things? Bouncy is good. Got Spell Pierce. They're probably going to be like, is it control? I will Spell Pierce her Sapphire Medallion. I have not seen my Sapphire Medallion in a single game. And I know it's in the deck. I know it's in here. Storm Chaser's Talent. Make an honor. Human. I'd love to play this. I think it's smarter to play this. I think I was counting there's like 9 or 10 counter spells. Some of them are like modal as lands. Messing with their tempo. You don't even need counter spells. I guess that was a counter spell, but didn't do that much. Great. I got footage. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. Geralf the Fleshwright had some very fun games, and I am happy to get to play another mono blue commander that is not just all counter spells. Kind of like Sinette, this is a very tempo commander because it is blue, but it's not entirely dependent on just shutting off your opponent. This deck is more about setting up for cool big turns, and that can be really, really fun and interesting. Trying to figure out, when do I use these counter spells? When do I hold this? When do I use this card draft to try and find the right answers versus holding it for a zombie making turn? I found that playing this deck was very fun to pilot, so I will definitely recommend it. And if you're looking for the deck list, it's in the description below. Also, if you would like to suggest a commander, please leave a comment, or if you liked some of the games in this video, just leaving comments is good because it makes the algorithm happy, and making the algorithm happy means more people watch my videos, which means I can continue to do the stuff that I do. It's good. Also, if you don't already subscribe to my channel, please do. There's a little button. It should be on the bottom right of the video. If you click it, you can also press the like button. And liking the video makes the numbers go up. We're trying to drive algorithms here, and I'm not a good driver. I'm an okay driver, but listen, I'm from Boston. I'm very, very aggressive. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.